What's up, everyone? It's Frank here with definitely not Game Friend. FriendGame versus ZeroSugarCoke. It's going to be a CvV on Ruination. I'm liking that we're seeing more people. We're seeing more games on Ruination here. It is not the cleanest map that we've ever seen. There are some problems with it, especially where is it? Is it this one? If a player with a regular type of base, or is it? I honestly don't remember. No, is this? No, this is not a four-player map. But I think it's if Infernal or Vanguard starts on the left side of the map, their base placement is off by one square, by one unit, if you will. Anyway, talking about the game, we're going to see an expansion first out of Coke, and yeah, Game Friend is going to open up very standard, just an array. Dog doesn't get around soon enough to be annoying and body block it. I would say just stay there and start chomping away at the power bank. No, no. Alright, we do see a creation chamber going down without a morph core, so it's going to be going down quite slowly. And the dog's really the only damage-dealing unit on the map so far. Actually, if anything, starting to take little chops out of the power bank. Might even bait out a Sovereign's Watch, which would be a nice little minor victory for Game Friend here. Alright, going for double racks. We're seeing two more dogs on the way, so I think we are going to see mass dogs either to... Dogs to creep is okay. Dogs to take on power banks is even better, though. See, but now he starts attacking when there's a unit out that can punish it. You should get that dog out of there. There we go. Where is it going? Okay, it's an Ascension Matrix going down. Oh, we see a Vector coming out. Alright. So it's going to be Vector opener against Vanguard. We did just cast a bunch of games of HYY practicing with Scan on how to survive vectors as a Vanguard player, but I think this game takes place way before those practice games came out, so it's I think they're gonna have very different philosophies on how to deal with vectors, on how this game's supposed to progress. All right, so we're still seeing. All right, so we have Exos coming out. There's the BK Lounge. Do we have any sentry posts up yet? Not yet. Having sentry posts up, like very close to the worker line, is a fantastic way of dealing with vectors. You just got to build the sentry post, but that requires Luminite, which Coke has been doing a good job of spending. So he doesn't have any to spend on. There we go. There's the flat cannon. A little bit far away from the mineral line, to be honest. But we do see the command post getting upgraded to a central command here pretty soon. Just more habs on the way. Meanwhile, the vector count is up to 3, 4, 5? 5 vectors. The last one going past the health flower. That's a little bit hard to click on this version of Ruination. Wait, did one Shadow Dog kill another Shadow? Can they injure each other? I didn't think Shadow Dogs could injure each other, but it didn't look like there was I didn't see anything else that was attacking it when it died. I think they can. Okay, so we do see we do have recall potential upgraded already for the vectors, so they can heal. After they delta jump and do a quick little recall, lets them heal quite nicely. The scout's gonna move on forward. He's gonna see all these vectors. So it's confirmed vectors that are out. He's got so many dogs that are just chilling here. I think he can afford to move out, or maybe he just doesn't want to because he's moving out against when you're going against vectors is a bit of a risky proposition. You don't want the vectors to show up and then not have any response to it at all. All right, Beryllium Claws just finishes up for the dogs. So now they're going to be doing, here we go. They're going to be doing, oh, it doesn't show up on the tooltip. That's interesting. Oh, wow, the vectors kind of burned their delta jump and recall there a little bit too quickly, I think. Flat Cannon does really nicely against these vectors, though, just because of the AoE damage that it does. Flat Cannon doesn't do bonus damage against any armor types, so light, heavy, whatever, it doesn't matter. They do the same amount of damage to both. Unlike the Buzzsaw Cannon, which does do bonus damage to light, but I think the AoE is just better against these vectors because they clump up so much. Okay, but all those dogs were scouted. Yeah, and I don't want to... I think this is a soft contain. I think this is just Coke maybe respecting the vectors a little bit too much. Or at least until high command is finished. There we go. There's the Gravens. So maybe they did watch the some of these scan practices, or maybe they did manage to get some practice in with HYY. Oh, there we go. There's the other flat cannon. And yep, they all recall back to their original jump point after having taken a little bit of free damage, but it doesn't matter all that much. See more Gravens coming out of the barracks here. Vectors collapse in on these Shadow Demons just to get some of those resources that the dogs didn't get. I was honestly surprised that, like, you know, you could leave a dog here and a dog here just as kind of sentries to keep watch of where the opponent is. Oh no! Okay, Beryllium Claws is good, but you really need, yeah. Okay, so Pounce is up, and the dogs can chase. I think they should have kept chasing actually, because they can catch. They can definitely catch the vectors with Pounce activated, and if the vectors decide to do their recall, then they just recall on top of the Graven, which do bonus to light, and they have sticky bombs, which does fantastic AoE damage to units like the Vector. All right, Vectors are kind of kicked off of their middle ground here, and now it's Coke's turn to have control of the map. He is falling behind a little bit in supply, but it's close enough, and I think he's got the better composition that... Oh! Good connection. Yeah, it's good to know that the sticky bombs actually will stay with the unit that they were stuck to. Like even if the vector does jump, the sticky bomb will go with it. It's not like it cleanses the sticky bomb the same way that Delta Jump cleanses the night, like an infestation from. Oh, okay. We see. Oh wow, Game Friend is way down to the red in power. Some of these gaunts are taking a lot of damage, but they'll retreat after doing quite a bit of damage. They get rid of the Star Forge. See a couple more power banks coming down. A lot more power banks coming down, but the Star Forge isn't being rebuilt. And now the production for see, what are these meant to counter? I always see people building these the sabers after opening with Vector, but is the thought that the response to Vector is going to be Vulcan? So in anticipation of the counter, you build the counter to the counter. So you build sabers to counter the Vulcan that you think is going to come out. Oh man, the double scan, that's rough. Because you only get so many charges of each thing. It's not like infernal top bar spells where if you've got the Animus, you can just do whatever you want. It's Celestial has to like acquire charges for their spells, as well as cooldown and power. So they're quite expensive, but they're also quite good for what you're spending them on. Oh, a couple of sticky bombs going down on these sabers. Dog's getting hit with some of that as collateral damage. Survival Protocol activates on one of the Exos. Graven's doing their best to take down this, take care of all those sabers, and they do. Wait, can sticky bombs take down destructible terrain? They can! That's so nice. This guy should have enough for a sticky bomb. Don't waste a bombing run on it. Alright, last bomber's being built for both these helicarriers. Oh, that's right. Helicarriers can target down destructible terrain. The, definitely not trees. Ooh, and that's a lot of power banks that are just exposed out there. Another Starforge gets burst down. Vectors are going to come forward and try and take on this helicarrier, but he gets a beautiful connection with those bombs. Oh, now these Graven are just going to go to town, taking out all these power banks. The dogs are too. A Sovereign's Watch goes down and starts targeting down a dog. Oh man, that's a lot of energy to be losing though. He went from having 100 energy to using a Sovereign's Watch. Oh, Survival Protocol is popping on all those Exos actually. Yeah, now that's just the Celestial Army cleaned up entirely. And there's the GG from Game Friend. All right, GG's. Thanks for the submission.